Erev Torah B'Tay. We're going to talk tonight about something very important, which is, the question always comes up. 100 times you're going to hear the same question, 1,000 times. Which is the best way to live life? Should a person learn Torah all day, or should he learn Torah half the day and half the day work? Which is the better solution? Which is the better way of derech? So the truth is, that we find in the Chazal many things about this. They say about this thing. First we find that it's in Pirkei Avot in the Mishnah. Right over there it says that if a person, is not going to go to work, only just learn Torah, in the end, he's going to, what's going to be? He's going to come to steal. He's going to be ganav. He's going to be stealing. Why? Because he has no parnasah. So he's going to go, and steal from people. Listut. That's what it says, So you see from Pirkei Avot that a person shouldn't learn all day. Also do some melacha, do some labor, so he can make parnasah. That's what it says. In the Talmud, also, we have many sources about this. There's Masechet Brachot, right? Machloket between Rabbi Shimon and Rabbi Ishmael, right? Rabbi Shimon says, learn Torah all day, and Rabbi Ishmael says, no, you know what? A little this, a little bit of that, right? Do some work also, so you can make parnasah. Same thing, right? Machloket. So they asked Rabbi Shimon over there. They asked him. They said, but if we learn all day, who's gonna do our melacha? Who's gonna do our labor? Somebody's got to do it. There are some things to do in life. So Rabbi Shimon answered them like this, right? If we learn Torah, then the goyim will do our melacha. They'll come and do it for us. They have to serve us. That's how he answers the question. Okay, great. So machloket over there, and it says also something else there in the Gemara there. It says, right, that many people tried to do like Rabbi Shimon, but it didn't work for them. Didn't go for them. But they tried to do like Rabbi Ishmael, and it went for them like that. So meaning what? That most people, according to the Gemara there, right, they more succeeded with Rabbi Ishmael's plan. A little work, a little learning, right, 50-50, whatever, right, something like that, works better for most people. Most people couldn't do like Rabbi Shimon. That's what it says there. Interesting, right? Now we have another Gemara, also Masechet Kiddushin, at the end of the Gemara there. There's a Mishnah there, right? It says there that a person has to do, it says Rabbi Nehorai, right? The last Mishnah there. Right? It says, I only teach my children to learn Torah. That's all I teach them. I don't teach them any other profession. No college, no university, no trade school, no nothing. I don't teach them nothing, right? No gemology. No, I don't teach them nothing like that. All I teach him is Torah. Why? Because he says over there, when a person learns Torah, not only he gets parnasah from the Torah currently, but also when he gets older, and he's too old to work, he'll have parnasah from the Torah. But when it comes to melacha, if he can't do work, right, there's no parnasah coming in. So he says Torah is better for parnasah, says Rabbi Nehorai, than melacha, because melacha will end. Again, right, we see another machloket there. Same thing, right? So there's different opinions in the Gemara. We see another place where also there's machloket about this, which is in the Rambam, right? The Rambam comes down, and paskins like the first opinion, like Rabbi Ishmael. He says you have to do also some work, otherwise, right, you're going to make a chilul Hashem. What does that mean, chilul Hashem? People are going to see, that you're begging for money, Talmid Chacham begging for money, going, with opening your hands like this. It's a chilul Hashem. People think, this guy, he can't support himself, If Hashem loves you so much, why does it give you parnasah? It doesn't give you, you have to ask for other people to help you. That's what the Rambam says, makes a chilul Hashem like this. So therefore he says, right, the proper thing to do is to do half and half, 50-50, right? The Rambam says. Do like that. The truth is, they come and argue with him, many poskim afterwards, the Kesef Mishnah, the Beit Yosef brings there, right, the Geonim, the Maharsha, a lot of people argue with the with the Rambam about this. They say no, it's not possible to do like the Rambam. In other words, yes, it's true. What he's saying is true. It's emet, divrei Elohim chaim. But the problem is we can't do it this way. Why? Because if a person isn't learning all day Torah, he cannot become Talmid Chacham. Really, he's not strong enough. He doesn't have enough knowledge. So it's gonna be, sheli belly, half rabbi, half a rabbi, Half a rabbi is no good. You have to be all rabbi, not half a rabbi. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Practically speaking, we can't do it this way. So the truth is, then the Rambam himself, he changed his mind about this, in the end. You know why? This happened to him in his life, the Rambam, the history of the Rambam. What happened? Right? When he was young, he had an uncle, who was a businessman who was to support him. So he was able to sit and learn all day Torah, the Rambam, But then what happened was that his uncle died. He passed away, and he had no parnasa. Nothing, right? So what did he have to do? He had to go out and be a doctor, and make some money as a doctor. Right? He was working all day, from day to night. In the morning, he was working for the Sultan, the king of Mitzrayim, of Egypt. In the afternoon, he had a private practice, medical practice, right? All day he was working, all working like this. He didn't have a chance to learn anymore after that. So you know what happened, right? One Talmid sent him a letter one time, He said, I want to come and learn with you, Rabbi. Rabbeinu Rambam, I want to come and be your Talmid. You ready to accept me? He told him, he answered him. You know what he told him? He says, what, Rabbi? What, you want me to be your Rabbi? He says, I'm working all day. I don't have time to learn anymore. It says, the only time I have to work, to learn is on Shabbat. That's it. Otherwise, I'm not learning nothing. This is what the Rambam told him. Can you imagine? So, apparently, right, when the Rambam saw this, how bad his life was like this, he wasn't able to learn at all during the weekdays. So in the end, in the laws of Shemitah Yovel, in the end, he writes over there that if a person wants to sit and, serve Hashem all day, Hashem will support him. It seems like he changed his mind about this, In the end, he passed like the other opinion. So there's both opinions, Elu ve'elu divrei Elohim chayim. They're both true, emet. They're emet. So the question is, okay, fine, we got all this information, Baruch Hashem, Also, I want to tell you, right, that in the Zohar HaKadosh, the Midrashim, it says there that a person who really serves Hashem, truly, to serve Hashem, he has no other profession but Torah. Only Torah he does. Again, right, we see, different opinion, right? According to the Midrash, according to the Zohar HaKadosh, if you're really serving Hashem, you got to do it with only Torah, nothing else, no other profession. That's what it says. Machloket, again, right, coming up, same thing. What's the answer to the question? So what should a person do, Lema'aseh, right? What do you do? So the truth is, in Eretz Israel today, we have a big machloket about this also. They're saying, they should go to, these yeshiva boys, should go to the army, be drafted, and let them go and be soldiers, and kill Hamas, let them go and do this, right? They're arguing with them. And the rabbis are saying over there, no, they're not going to go to the army. Forget about it. They're going to stay in the yeshiva. Whoever is learning Torah is to learn Torah. That's the way. Again, machloket, right? Same thing. Between the government over there, right, and the rabbis, machloket, again, same thing. Again, right, same thing. So what's the emet, Bemet? What's the emet? Yeah?
But don't you see what's going on when the Jewish nation once was created, 12 tribes?
Yeah.
There was tribes, they were learning Torah, everyone was working.
Yeah.
One of them,
Issachar and Zevulun.
some of them was, Zevulun was working, Issachar was learning Torah.
Right, exactly.
Now, God was the warrior from the...
Yes.
Right? Levi was studying Torah, Cohen was...
Right, good, yeah, it's good, yeah. You're right.
Everybody was doing something.
Everybody was doing something else there. Okay, you're right, it's true, but we have a big machlokat here, in the words of the Chazal. What is the best way what's the proper thing to do, So the truth is, if you really want to find the answer to this question, you know where you find it? In the Zohar Kadosh. The best answer you can ever find over there. It gives you the best answer. And by the way, that's what the Gaon Mevilna says, It says, if you really want to understand the Talmud 100%, you have to learn the Zohar Kadosh. Otherwise, you don't understand Talmud either. That's what he says. So what does it say? What does it say in the Zohar Kadosh about this issue? It says over there that there are different kind of neshamot in this world, The different neshamot. There are neshamot which are very high level neshamot, very holy. They call that me'olam atzilut, from the highest level of the olamot, the highest level, olam atzilut. So it says in Zohar Kadosh, these neshamot, they can make a tikkun in this world without any melacha, without any work. All they do is Torah and mitzvot. That's all. It's enough for them. They can do tikkun like this. They don't need any melacha. Why? Because they're high level neshamot. Atzilut, olam atzilut. There are some neshamot, who are lower level, not so high like that. So in order to make the tikkun, they have to also do some melacha. Otherwise the tikkun cannot do it like that. So this is the answer to the question. It depends on your neshama. Where you come from, where your neshama comes from. If your neshama is from olam atzilut, you're very high level. So then you have to learn Torah all day, right? Torah mitzvot, nothing else. But if a person is not so high level like that, he needs to do also melacha. And this is the best way for him.
He's the top of the line. Closest to Hashem. Was he doing such
course, yeah, that's his job.
So that's a malacha.
Yeah, but you see, that's Torah and mitzvot, still. It's not really melacha, it's mitzvah. You know what I mean? It's not exactly melacha. You understand? Right. Doing avodat Hashem, that's melacha. It's not melacha. Yeah. I understand you, but here's the thing, I have to tell you one thing regarding what you're asking. There is such a thing like this, right? In the Talmud. It says, Kohen Gadol Amaretz. There is Kohen Gadol who's Amaretz. Doesn't know Torah so good, Just knows how to do his job, but in Torah he's Amaretz. There is such a thing like this. So it says the Torah, right? It says the Gemara, Talmud. What's greater? Kohen Gadol Amaretz or Talmid Chacham Mamzer? Right? So it says, right? Talmid Chacham Mamzer is higher than Kohen Gadol Amaretz, higher level. Right? So even Mamzer is better than Kohen Gadol if he's Talmid Chacham. This is what it says.
7 days before the Yom Kippur,
Yeah.
Talmid Chacham was teaching him how to do the proper service.
Sure.
So he will.
But this is not melacha, this is avodat Hashem. You know what I mean? Melacha, what it means? For parnasah you're working. That's what it means. You understand? For parnasah you're working. That's called melacha. To make money, to make a living, that's melacha. But serving Hashem is the avodat Hashem, right? That's a part of the package. You know what I mean? Everybody has to do service Hashem, because the whole thing, to learn Torah. Why do we learn Torah? To do the mitzvot. So but mitzvot is not melacha. It's avodat Hashem. It's not called melacha. It's something else. But anyway, the point is like this, right? So what should a person do, Lemaaseh, right? Thing like this. You have to know yourself, what's best for you. Try. You try this, you try that, you see whatever works, right? You try a little bit yeshiva, go to yeshiva, try a little bit to get a job, What works best for you, And Hashem will point you in the right direction, But here's the thing. Because there are different types of neshamot in this world, some like this, some like that, so, the thing is that we shouldn't fight with each other. Say, you're parazit, you're learning Torah all day and you want parnasah from us, right? We have to support you? Parazit. Right? This is a person like this, Rasha. He doesn't understand, this guy, that's his job, in this world, to be Talmid Chacham. So you're calling him parazit. This is like, a kofer, another, the person like this. And also a person, on the other hand, right, who's doing both, melacha and also Torah. The Talmid Chacham shouldn't make fun of him, and call him, you're chamor, you're working, chamor. Never chamor. He's not a chamor. He's doing half and half. It's good. Why? What? It's not a chamor. So this one shouldn't call this one parazit, and this one shouldn't call this one a chamor. This is not the proper way. You have to respect each other. Help each other. Like you said, Issachar and Zevulun. One helps with this, one helps with that. Together they work together, and they make a great, big thing. This is the way to do it. This is the proper way to approach it, and not to want to make fun of each other, like this, right? So, if a person understands this, right, he'll have a much better time in his life. He has to know what his role, what his function is in his life, and then do it and go until the end. And the people who don't, they shouldn't fight with each other, as they said, but help each other. That's this one helps this one, and this way everybody's coming out good. It says the Rambam, also about this. He says that the community, has an obligation. Every community, Jewish community has an obligation to have a fund, tzedakah, for Talmidei Chachamim, to support them, so they can sit and learn Torah all day. If the community is not doing this, something's wrong with the community. Something's not right. All they think about is money, They don't care about Torah. It's no good. That's why, a good community should have a kollel. If there's no kollel in the community, there's no yeshiva, that's not a good community. What they say, right, Ashkenazim? They say, if a community doesn't have yeshiva, kollel, in 50 years it'll die, the whole community. Why? Because there's no Torah, there's no tradition, there's no masoret. So the community will scatter and die, in 50 years. So the only way to keep the community going is to have Torah there, Has to be kollel, has to be yeshiva. Otherwise, just, coming to shul, prayers, that's not enough. You're not going to keep the community like that. ברוך ה' לעולם אמן ואמן. רבי חנניה כשומר, רצה הקדוש ברוך הוא וזכות ישראל, לפיכך ירבה לעם תורה ומצוות, שנאמר חפץ למען צדקו יגדיל תורה ויאדיר.